Hello and welcome back to the channel. Okay then, let's get back to some proper old fruit machines for this video, back when amusement with prizes actually still had some amusement about them. I'm going to be talking about two machines in this video. The one that you can see here, which is Party Time, and also this one here, Surprise Surprize. Both of these are £6 BFM machines from the £6 era, and I kind of believe they're, if not clones of each other, I do believe they have a very similar profile, and I'm certainly going to be talking about them here as very much two sides of the same coin. Now, I'm only going to be playing Surprise Surprize, and part of the reason for that is over at Desert Island Fruits here, Pook has been continuing with his noble quest to work his way through his back catalogue here of layout releases. He's getting through them at a fair old rate of knots, and if we have a look, I'm actually in the wrong area there. Let's have a look at re-releases instead of new releases. That would make even more sense. As you can see here, these are all the layouts that thus far he has re-released for MFME V6. What that means is that when you load any of these re-releases into the latest version of the emulator, you can be sure that everything is going to work properly. There are some little glitches and gremlins with older layouts in newer versions of the emulator which do sometimes manifest themselves. And he's also been doing a couple of little updates. Quite often it's just a couple of things, so opaque reels and in-out sounds are the normal two things, but as much as anything, you can just be confident that the layout will work properly. The other thing, of course, is that once you get to version 6 of the emulator and beyond, you cannot load the old DAT-based layouts anyway. You have to go back to version 5.1 for that, which is a little bit of a faff, so it's very, very handy to have these re-releases done because they're bang up to date, you know that they're going to work properly, and they will load into the newest version of the emulator. That's not to say that Party Time isn't going to be fully playable in version 5.1. I've actually got it running in version 3.2 here, and I'm sure that would be fine, but it's just Surprise Surprise that we're going to be playing in this one, or in this video rather, because I've kind of got it to where I want to be, and hopefully it's going to demonstrate for me. I've done a couple of test runs and it seems to behave itself, but you know what it's like with fruit machines, they can be slightly unpredictable. But the idea is that this thing is going to streak for us, because these two machines here were crazy, crazy bastards, and back in the day I learned to be a little bit scared of them because they were quite unlike all of BFM's other machines. Now, they look the same. They were in the same cabinet, they had the same layout, they had the same basic mid-tech appearance. Bellfruit did a lot of these. There were machines like Flashback and Barcode and Spectre and Shogun, a few others, that they were all roughly the same kind of thing, and as well as having that same kind of mid-tech feel to them, they also had the same kind of payout profile, which is to say they were fairly flat most of the time. They were fairly tame. They did have, I believe, a rare streak in them, but they weren't too brutal, and you could generally get a decent game for your money. They like to do £2.40 and £3 repeaters on the upgrade. The Jackpots were fairly rare, and they were, generally speaking, a tamish bet. Back in the day, I would feel fairly safe going up to, say, a Spectre or a Shogun with maybe, £20, and I'd be confident that I'd get a decent game, maybe get the repeater, have a jackpot out of it, that sort of thing. So when Surprise Surprize and Party Time turned up in the pubs and the arcades, me and my friends kind of thought, okay, yep, it's another BFM, it's going to be more of the same. And we very quickly learned that they were not, to the point that I was really quite scared of these machines, because they are absolutely brutal. The profile on them, as far as I can tell, and this is how we felt back at the time, was that these have got a really brutal, streaky profile to them. They almost feel sometimes like they are just all streak, like they are saving for a streak. then they'll do the streak, and then they're straight back on the take. Now, of course, there are wins in there. There's the odd, £3 repeater that will repeat, but far less so than other kind of machines of the time. These, to me, always felt like a very dangerous proposition, and I would be extremely wary of playing one of these if all I had on me was 20 quid, because I would just feel that unless I got the streak, I just knew it was going to take all my money off me. And I do recall in the pubs of, Radcliffe and Bury and Bolton, if I went into a pub and they had a party time or a surprise surprise, and maybe a bar crest, Viva Espana or a duty free, and all I had was 20 quid, I would get my change in pound coins and I would go and play the Viva Espana or the duty free or a JPM Popeye or whatever it may be, because they felt like a far less dangerous bet than these. Now, the flip side of that, of course, is if you caught these things on the streak, they were amazing. They would just go jackpot, bang, jackpot, bang, jackpot, bang. Quite often off the sort of line feature. Now, you can't really see it very well here. It kind of hints at it a bit more on Surprise Surprise, but it's kind of like a Band-Aid thing, but you can't obviously see it on the reels. However, when you can nudge in a line there, it will actually tell you you can nudge to feature, as it puts it. And the other thing that it does is just like to drop it in, particularly when it's streaking. And you can tell when it's doing it because you'll get a kind of long spin of the reels and it'll land in something like that, like a bell, bar, melon, whatever, which doesn't look like a win, but it is actually like the Band-Aid equivalent win. It'll make a fancy noise, you get surprise, surprise, and when it's streaking, it'll just use this one here, jackpot, see the jackpot lamp there, and party time will do the same. It's got a nice dot matrix display on it, party time, but fundamentally I think these two machines are largely the same. So what I'm hoping is going to happen here is that Surprise Surprise is going to streak for us. I have got it fairly nicely fattened up, but the problem with this is you can't use autoplay to do it. Because if you set autoplay about this slot, because of the way it will streak, whereby it will literally just drop in the Surprise Surprise for maybe 4 spins on the trot without any real player interaction apart from pressing start, and it'll go jackpot, 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 jackpot. Autoplay, of course, will be entirely capable of doing that. So what you'll find is if you autoplay these, they are surprisingly good at keeping to percentage, because the machine will just dump its streak and autoplay is capable of taking the streak. So what I've been doing on this, I have put about 250 quid through it from where it was, and I've been playing it semi-normally. So what I'm hoping is that it's going to be in a fairly happy place and we're going to be able to get a streak out of it. And what will hopefully then demonstrate is just how, well, dangerous or delightful. These things could go one or two ways. If you got the streak out of them, happy days, you really were quids in. But if you caught them on the suck, they would absolutely take you apart. They could go through 30, 40, 50 pounds quite easily. And, once you're sort of 30, 40 quid in, you're thinking, I've got to get the streak now. But there was no guarantee you would get it. I don't know how long the streak cycle, as it were, was on these, how much money it would have to go through it from one streak to the next. But I do remember taking some absolutely horrendous maulings from both Party Time and Surprise Surprise. Maybe there were others. Common sense dictates that these weren't the only two machines that Bellfruit produced with this profile, this really brutal profile. But if I'm honest with you, I can't remember what they were. And looking through my Fruit Machine emulation collection, it seems to me that all the others that we have are more of the kinder Spectre, Shogun, sort of barcode flashback variety. This layout here, of course, just while we're in, this is an old Retrofruit layout, of course, the man behind M1A Madness. This is going back to March 2007, a great Retrofruit DX here. The only reason I'm not using this is simply because I was motivated to do this video when I saw that Pook had re-released Surprise Surprize for the latest version of the emulator, and I thought, you know what, let's have a go at that, because catching one of these things on a streak could make for a pretty interesting video. and hopefully demonstrate how much you could win on a £6 jackpot machine. Because for people who weren't around at the time, who weren't playing machines at the time, it can perhaps be hard to understand, you know, what's the point of playing a machine with a £3 repeater or a £6 jackpot? Surely you can't really win that much. Truth of the matter is, you really could win quite a lot on them if you caught them right. And the flip side of that is you could lose a surprising amount on them as well. Any of you have watched the Gambling Low Ebbs Part 1 video, you will perhaps understand perfectly well just where these things can take you to. So let's have a go. Let's put a fiver in. And what I'm going to do here, you see I've got my per session stats up at the top. And what I'm going to do is just carry on doing what I was before I saved out my RAM file, which is to just refuse wins. Now it should be, I'm hoping, that this will be in a fairly happy state. So obviously I could nudge in bells there. I'm going to nudge away from them, and it's giving me a hold after nudges. And I'm going to do that. So I'm just going to avoid wins. And what I'm hoping it's going to do is just start doing the surprise streak. Again, it's offering me a hold all 3 there, and it'll bring up those mixed bells. And it's quite kind on the high-low gamble, this. It really is surprisingly happy to let you gamble out to the £3 repeater. Skill cash you can often take out to a £3 repeater, although it does get a lot faster. And spin and nudge is often good for £3, and I think £6 as well sometimes. So I'm just going to avoid all of these things. I can't really stop it just dropping a win straight in. But beyond that, I am just deliberately going to avoid things. So I'm going to go against the number here. So I'm going to go lower than a 4. There we are, and get rid of that. And I'm also just wondering if this maybe was the way to play them, because what I used to do, because they were so brutal, when I was playing them back in the day, I would take any scrap of a win I was offered just to keep my head above water. And it does occur to me that maybe that was the wrong way to do it. Maybe the right thing to do. Oh, bollocks! It's just dropped, and I thought I was safe holding a single bell there. That might repeat. Oh, there we are. Okay, it has repeated. So maybe the right thing to do was... Oh, piss off. Maybe the right thing to do was refuse wins, or maybe it didn't matter because the streak pot was coming out of a separate pot anyway. I really don't know. If there was a way that you were supposed to play these, as I've always... Oh, God, let's go lower than a 2 and hope it doesn't give a 1. Fucking hell, I can't lose even if I want to here. I'm hoping that this doesn't stuff up the streak. Is it going to repeat again? I mean, I used to love £3 repeaters. The £3 repeaters were so exciting, especially when you got more than one repeat. It's something that's missing now off machines. It's like a meaningful repeater. It's something that really has just gone now. And nothing's ever quite recreated the excitement for me of a £2.40 or a £3 repeater, you know, really going nuts. So I've done quite badly there. I've got £15 in the bank that I didn't want. But so I can just do a hold and cancel there. Let's just really play it safe, because it's trying to drop wins on me any way it can, isn't it? So... And we'll know when it does the surprise. If you're not familiar with the spin that I'm talking about, you will know it when you see it, because it's a slightly sort of laggy, delayed spin, and you can kind of see it coming. And you can tell when it's doing them multiple times as well, because you'll get one of these spins after another. The other way it can do it is it can give you a nudge to feature, so you get a normal spin like that, you'll get a nudge, and it will advise you that you can nudge to feature, and that will then give you something out of the surprise panel there. So we'll just keep plugging away at this. So it is offering me double bars there. So clearly it's very, very happy to keep giving me £3 repeaters, but I don't want that. I mean, I have put 15 quid in. That's the other thing. With this era of BFMs, they were fast. They were fast to play, even though they're a 20p play, £6 jackpot. You can see there, just in, what, three minutes maybe, I've got through 15 quid. Now, of course, there, I've got 15 quid in the bank. But imagine, you could play them that quickly. Imagine losing £15 that quickly. You know, or playing £15 rather that quickly and not getting anything in the bank, or just getting a single £3 that didn't repeat. That's how brutal these things could be. It was amazing how quickly they could take you down. And oh, now that's it. That's the lucky spin there. Did you see it? Is it going to be a jackpot? Come on. Oh, stop a win. Well, I suppose I should try and... Well, I don't really want to get another repeater, so let's just... Oh, I can't go higher than a 12. So that was the laggy spin there that gives us a surprise surprise. And that isn't another one. It didn't do it. You can... Oh, there we are. It's a hold after nudges for a jackpot. Now, maybe you're supposed to take that. I have heard over the years that apparently token wins were free on some of these BFMs. I don't know. As ever, I am not claiming for 1 second here that I'm demonstrating the correct way to play this. If there was one, I didn't know it back. Oh, there we are. There's a quick one. Jackpot, jackpot, jackpot. No, big money. That's going to be £3. Nice little burst of ABBA there. Yeah, I'm not claiming that this is the correct way to play. If there was one, I didn't know it at the time, and I don't know it now. If there was, I'm happy to read about it in the comments. If anyone can advise me of a better way of doing this than this. Well, it's giving me... I mean, I'm nearly up to the bank limit here, aren't I? Oh, there's a surprise, surprise. It was just... Can we have a jackpot? Unlimited nudges. Now, what are you supposed to do with unlimited nudges? Shall we take a jackpot? Let's take a jackpot, then. I don't know, really. Can we have box? I know it doesn't make any difference, but I like to get things in boxes. If you get, we get a little bit of a... Is that match of the day or something? So there we are. We've gone over the bank limit, so that is now going to auto pay out. It's an all-cash ROM, this one, so it is a £6 all-cash jackpot. These would ordinarily have been on tokens out in the wild. So there we are. So we've hit the bank limit once, but we haven't really got... We haven't really got that surprise surprise. There! That's a surprise surprise there. You can tell by the spin. Jackpot. Can we have a jackpot? No! Well, I say no. It's another £6, but let's just be careful we don't do anything silly like get mixed bars. There we are. The sample packages on these BFMs were great. They were fairly kind of limited. I don't know if they had a restricted... Oh, there we are, and again. I think it is doing it, but it's doing it in a slightly different way. There's the jackpot. Right, okay. Can you imagine how exciting it was if you actually got a machine to do this? You know, you're in a pub in like 1993 or 1994, and it starts doing this. It's fantastic stuff. It really is. Now, I'm hoping that we're going to get another one of those spins, and you'll see it straight away. You'll know it when it happens. You can just watch the reels and tell. Yes, that's it. That is definitely one of them there. You can tell as soon as it starts spinning. Jackpot. Oh, mystery win. Oh, and it's another... It's doing it slightly different from usual. The more common way that I'm aware of is it'll just keep giving you the straight jackpot every single time, but it's mixing it up a little bit here, which is nice. Let's see again if we get another one. Yes, 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 that's another one. Is it going to be a straight jackpot or something else? Unlimited nudges. So let's try and mix it up a bit here, because what you can do, it does actually double up. If you get the box silver bells, it does double it up. It says box win and upgrades it to a jackpot, which is very nice. This is what fruit machines are. This is what fruit machines are made of. No bloody wonder I was so addicted to them. I mean, you couldn't get addicted to the fucking shite that has passed for fruit machines now for a decade or more. I mean, if I'd have started going to the pub in, like, God, the £35 era or £70 era, even the £25 era, to be honest, £15 era, there was just something unique about these smaller jackpot machines. I can't imagine the £25 or £35 jackpot machines could have possibly got their hooks into me in the way that these old 4.8... I mean, I started playing in the £4.80 era, but there's just so much gameplay, there's so much fun, and the excitement of the streak itself. You always knew that you were playing for the streak. That was always the jackpot. The £6 there is just a nonsense. We all knew that the jackpot on these things was the 30, 40, £50 streak, whatever it may have been, and you always knew that you were playing for that, and it was so exciting when you got win after win after win, whereas now you just get a flat 100 on a betcom, which you've had to force the arse out of. You've probably fallen asleep in the process. And at the end of it all, you get 100 or 150. Yes, it's a decent amount of cash, I suppose, but it's just so lifeless. It's just so boring. It's so turgid. Whereas these things are genuinely sort of inventive, and they can really get you their hooks into you. And that's another. Oh no, it wasn't. It wasn't quite. Oh, it's okay. Still not holding. There we are. So that's a nice little burst of ABBA. I think I've said before, you're quite compact sample packs on these. I think maybe I had a little limited space in the ROMs, but they did, with what they had, I think they did good work with what they had, BFM. And these sort of limited, quick, snappy samples, I think, were actually a good match for these mid-techs. So that's, well, we can't really gamble on a 7, so let's go for that. So, no, so that's going to be £2 back. No, I think worst case scenario usually is melons. I think there's got to be a double bar up there. Shall we cheat? Oh, there isn't. What? 1, 2, 3? No, it's melons. We're going to have to go for melons there. We've got no choice. Now, that could be... We'll keep going. That could be about it. That was an unusual way there that it did that streak, but I think shall we... How ambitious shall we? We'll go for double bars. No, it didn't hold. Maybe because I kind of stuffed up and got all those £3 repeaters, it sent the streak off in a little bit of an unusual direction. Not a great number, is it? It's a short sample, but it's a catchy sample. Well, if anyone can see that or hit that, they're a better man than me. I'm just going to go. Ah, well, not too bad. Or do I have to hit this one now? Oh shit, how many fucking... There we are. Oh well, not too bad. And that's going to go over the bank limit again. That was one of the other joys, was going over the bank limit on these old £4.80 and £6 AWPs. That auto payout. In a way, it was better with tokens because it sounded so dramatic when you were getting like £30 worth of tokens out of the machine. Everyone in the pub would look round at you. Which wasn't always a good thing, depending on how dodgy the pub was, I suppose. Some pubs you'd try and be a bit more subtle about it. Oh, that's not... I'm going to risk a gamble there. I got away with it. Go higher. Oh, I'm going to risk a lower than a 9. It could lose. Oh, that was a bit silly. I should have had me stop and nudge. Not to worry. So let's just have a look now. Oh, no. That's... I mean, the main kind of event now has... kind of finished. It's when you're getting that surprise every single spin that you're really in the pay zone, but we may be able to get a little bit of afters out of it. That'd be a bit ambitious, wouldn't it? But I don't think there's any point hold. I don't know. Well, there we are. I'd like to say I knew that might work, but okay, skill cache. Well, that's always a good chance to embarrass myself, isn't it? Let's see if I can take it out. Hopefully it'll be going quite slow because I haven't been taking it. It does adapt very dynamically, the skill cache. And it will speed up quite dramatically if you're taking the £3 off it. No risk of that with me. That was just awful. I don't know why I bother taking skill cache. It never works out well for me. So that might be it. I mean, let's have a look at... I mean, we can collect the bat... I don't want to walk away too early, but that might be about it. So let's see how we've done. Give it another chance for a hold after nudge. No, that might be it. That might be it. No, okay. So let's collect out our... We'll put one last pound in, and then we'll see where we are, up or down. Okay. Oh, God almighty. Go on, then. We'll have one last skill cast just for me to show how utterly inept I am. I'm going to take this out for £3. I'm confident. Oh, my God. Shouldn't be missing that. Come on, Degsy. Oh, Jesus Christ almighty. I don't fucking know. A less honest broker than me would edit things like that out of the video and pretend it never happened. So there we are. There is our profit. Can you see up there? We are £37 and 80 pence up. And think about it. If you won 38 quid out of a betcom in the here and now in 2018, you'd kind of think it wasn't a bad result, really. Certainly if it only went flat, if you put 60 in and got 100 out, you go, oh, that's not a bad result, I suppose, really. And yet fruit machines were doing that. You could walk away from a fruit machine £40 in profit like 24 years ago and be far more entertained and have a better machine to play in the process. I'll tell you what I'm going to do, because I've got to save that RAM file. What I'm going to do is go back to that RAM file and just take it back through that cycle again and see if we can get it to go absolutely nuts on the Surprise Surprize jackpot thingy. I'll bring this one back in a sec. Okay, and this really is just going to be the same thing again. What I'm going to try and do is diligently avoid any kind of win, because I think I might have just stuffed myself a little bit there with those £3 repeaters. So I'm just going to be super. In fact, I might just I don't want to hold the reels there. It can't drop a win on me if I do that. So we're just going to hold them. So you can see it, isn't it? A little bit of a cheerful mood. But I haven't gone massive. Let's just hold all them. I haven't gone... Oh, there we are. Nudge to feature. I haven't gone massively over the top. I just kind of played it like a bit of a numpty for the last 50 quid or so. And, well, I was kind of refusing wins as well. But I don't think it's massively unrealistic. You can see now the nudge to feature. It did indicate to me that I can nudge to feature. And it will indicate the button or buttons, because it can do it with more than one nudge, that you need to press. What's it going to give us? Oh, stop a win. Well, I want to just kind of... There. Oh, that's going to boost up to £1.6. Oh, for fuck's sake, I forgot box bloody... Ah! Don't repeat. It hasn't repeated. Good, because I want to get as much... Oh, I want to get as much as possible from the... no, I don't want to hold that. As we possibly can from the actual Surprise Surprises. See if we can get it to do the thing where it really goes balmy on the jackpots. I'm not going to do a hold and cancel there. Put another fiver in. Don't hold. We're going to hold them all. Hold and cancel. And if you want to see the flip side of this machine, by the way, I mean, what I will do is upload this this RAM and GAM file to Desert Island Fruits, because as you can see, it is kind of ready to go on a streak. I'll upload it to Desert Island Fruits, and what I would suggest you do is have fun with it, play it out like this and get the streak, and you can go back to it as many times as you want and try different things, but whatever you do, once you've taken the value out of the machine and it's on its arse again, what I would suggest you do then is load it back in so that you get new per session stats, and then just see how brutal these things can be if you play them after the streak, because they were absolutely horrible. And as I say, you could find yourself on a £6 jackpot 20p play machine, you could find yourself £50 down on these things with your pants down your ankles wondering what the bloody hell has just happened to you. It's, oh, don't you dare go higher than a fucking 11. They were oh, that's a whole afternoon just for a jackpot. They were a scary proposition. To the extent that when I walked into a pub, as much as I loved seeing, walking into a pub and seeing what machines they've got, if I saw one of these or a party time in there, I'd be a little bit, dear, I'm not too sure about this. This could go wrong quite quickly. So I was always... It's great. In fact, I think on balance, I much prefer playing them in the emulator, in the here and now, than playing them for real back in 93 or 94, whenever it was they came out, because they were, like I say, these were one of the machines that could have your night out over before it had even started. You go out with 50 quid, they've got one of these in the first pub, it takes the piss, and then you're like, dear, that's me home then. Or, cadging money off your mates, which was the other one. Can I borrow a tenner, please? The immortal line. Right, let's just hold them so it can't... This is quite interesting here, because it is playing quite differently to the other one, isn't it? So, even though this is the same RAM file, I've basically... There we are, that's the Surprise Surprize. What's it going to be? Is it going to be a jackpot? Win step? Oh, this is not a bad one, but you can see how it does it. So that's a quid, 220, 380. Oh, 380. That was a bit bit of a bad one as well. That's a surprise surprise. There's the spin. Come on, can we get a jackpot? Do it, do it, do it, do it! Unlimited nudges. You know what I'm going to do? Fuck it. I'm going to do that. I'm going to nudge a quid off unlimited nudges. This is the joy of emulation. You can. That's another surprise surprise spin. I'm just hoping it's going to do jackpot. Stop a win, you arseburger. What's the word thing I can get? £1.60. There we are. That isn't a surprise surprise spin. It's not quite. Just goes to show. I did a couple. There, that's a surprise surprise spin. No! Big money! I did a couple of dry runs at this with exactly the same RAM file and it behaved itself. And now it's just like, it's kind of like, well, you're filming me, are you? Watch this, you twat. There's a surprise prize thing. Come on, jackpot. Okay, I'm going to deliberately fuck that up. I'm not going to nudge anything in. No. And again, no. Come on, you. Okay, we'll put another fiver in. That's 25 quid in now. Oh, piss off. Oh, don't you dare. I thought I was going to go to 11 and a 12 then. So, no. That's a surprise surprise spin. Come on, jackpot, jackpot, jackpot. Unlimited nudges, you pissing arsehole. Right, okay, we'll have a £1 then. That's a surprise surprise spin. Yes, okay, come on. Quick nudge. Well, that didn't give me very long now. I think I probably got, there's probably 3. No, I'm not even sure there was 3 quid on there. That's a surprise surprise spin. Come on. Quick, what's the matter with you? Mardy arse. Right, okay, I'm just going to let it time out. I'm sure it's going to do it sooner or later. Come on. Well, that isn't a surprise surprise spin. I don't think that is. There, that is, okay. Mystery win? What are you doing? Come on! Behave yourself, will you? Oh, God. No. There we are. Okay, I kind of missed that one. Come on. Unlimited nudges. I don't actually know, by the way, if like the... I should know this, but if the symbols that you get are what actually dictates what it will be. So maybe I should be recognising the actual symbol patterns here, and that'll tell me if it's going to be a jackpot or not, or if it's just going to be unlimited nudges or whatever. You know what? I honestly don't know. I probably should, but don't matter. There we are. That's a surprise surprise spin. Oh, God almighty. That's just pulling teeth. There we are. 120. That's fine. That's a surprise. Come on. Just jackpot, jackpot, jackpot. Fucking thing. 160. I'm not even... Oh. I mean, we are building the bank up. No. That is. Surprise, surprise spin. Come on, jackpot, please. Can have fucking jackpot. No! Cannot. I'm sorry, this is just out of my control. This machine, it's going to do its own thing. Oh, God almighty. It is a strong and independent fruit machine, and it will not be told by any man what to do. Come on! Can we have a blue jackpot? Unlimited? Please. Right, okay. Well, I'm going to nudge in... I'm going to keep trying to get my super jackpot streak here. I mean, does this mean... I think, is this like... There we are, yeah. The streak pot activated. You'd have to say that the streak pot is activated. There, right. Fine. Now then, what I want this to do... is do this back to back now. What I want now is I want 3 more of them. I want now jackpot, jackpot, jackpot on the next 3 spins. Don't you dare disobey me. Let's have it. Jackpot, jackpot, jackpot. Yes, there we are. So that's 2. That's 2 of them. So there's 2 of our jackpots. I think we're going to hit the bank auto pay there, aren't we? It won't take too long because it is all cash, which is quite handy in a way. So we've had 2 jackpot spins. I want another 2, at least. So come on, 1 more. You be able to see from the... Oh no! Oh no! That's one. Come on, come on. Oh, you... Right, well... Oh no! I biffed it. I got mixed. Oh, Well, it's just not behaved for me, this thing. I mean, I'm not gonna... Okay, well, I'm not gonna piss about now. There we are. Like I say, the RAM and GAM file will be up at Desert Island Fruits. You can see here that there's quite a lot of value to be taken out of this machine, and even though I've only videoed 2 of them, I did do 2 before, and it's done it completely different. Well, that's a surprise. The first 2 were very similar, but the second 2, as you can see... Have I got enough time? Oh, there we are! That's a jackpot. These 2 have been completely different, so it's gone from the same RAM file. It has actually gone in 3 completely different directions. That's a surprise. It's got wind step. So there's clearly cash to be taken out of this thing, so have a play around with it to your heart's content. You load it. Oh, that was really bad. You know, just keep copying the files, and you can just keep going round as many times as you wish and try lots of different things. Hold and cancel. I mean, my profit on this one is pretty bad at the moment, isn't it? If you have a look. Well, I'm going to get skill cash this time. Watch this. This is a £3 repeater, guaranteed. There we are. I ain't missing this one. Thank you. I'm in the zone now. That's a bit more like it. Jesus, Degsy, come on, man. See if we can get it. I mean, there should be more value in this, I think. Let's try that. Oh, hold after nudge for a jackpot. I mean, when did you get a hold after nudge for when was the last time fruit machines held after nudges for a jackpot? You know, like in normal play. I don't mean if you've done some shenanigans with them. When just in kind of normal play, you could actually get a hold after nudges for a jackpot. It certainly did it in the £15 era. Maybe in the £25 era, but, you know, it's a thing of the past now, really, isn't it? There we are. So what I'm going to do is take the value out of this one more time. And oh, there we are. So that's 1 repeat, and it's going to. We've hit the bank limit again, which is very nice. We always like that. That's 1 repeat. I mean, it hasn't done anything particularly crackers on this one, has it? Well, that's 2 repeats. That's £9 on the repeater. £12 on the repeater. That's quite tasty. May have to put some credits in. Oh, 12 quid on the... Oh, it just spun it in the very next thing. Why don't you just repeat again? How crackers is that? Okay, is that going to be... I think this should have a little bit more in it, you know, because there should be some really, really juicy profit to be had out of this. It's definitely got value in it from that RAM file. But it is doing it differently. The one thing that we haven't seen, which is a little bit annoying, which was kind of the point of this, was to just get that surprise jackpot streak, which it hasn't behaved itself in that regard, but that is something that you can do for yourself with the RAM and GAM file. I don't want to go around again. I know that I have a terrible habit of these videos going on far too long. Oh dear. Well, we can get mixties there. That's terrible, isn't it? Let's see if I can hit a jackpot. I've hit melons, which is not quite the same thing. What's it after? All right, I've got to make an effort, haven't I? There we are. Not too bad. It's a shame it's only for melons. And I am... How much profit? Well, okay, my profit is... One way or another, I've ended up with actually a little bit more profit than on the other one. Let's just collect that out, because I think I'm 40 odd quid up there. We'll try... While it's just adding up, I'll try another couple of quid. So it seems from those two, there's maybe... Oh, there we are. 40 quid of profit in it. There we are. That's another repeater. Wouldn't say no to some more repeats, though. And you can see my per session stats up at the top there. No repeat, unfortunately. And I suspect it's going to be a while now before we... Let's try that. Before we see a surprise. That was the other thing. When these things were dead, they could go an awfully long time without you seeing a surprise. Or, of course, on party time, that was the party time. They basically worked exactly the same way. I've kind of got it in my head that I don't think... Are they actually clones of each other? I don't know. But to me, these two machines were always two peas out of a pod, and I kind of felt about them exactly the same way. I treated them exactly the same, to be feared and respected, and if they paid out for you, it was like I say, it was happy days. So I've got way up there. You see on my per session stats. So I've cleared 46 quid profit. That's not bad from a bloody from a £6 jackpot machine. Well, I'm certainly not going to gamble on a 7, so we'll go for spin and nudge. Don't want melons. Oh, that was a bit tight. I have to go for 160 there. I think the I'm afraid to say that I think the enriched period is over. I think that may be it. I think we're just going to have to cut and run at this point. Oh, well, why not? Oh, would have been nice. Boxed pear, now does that? Oh. There's got to be a melon up there, surely. Yes, there is. So we're going to have to spin a nudge. Oh, we've got to go for that. We've got to go for that. Thank you. So another repeater. And then I think that may be it. It may be time to walk with the profit. No, stop repeating now. So I think the tank is kind of empty now. And we haven't quite made £50 profit. We're just going to come up short of 50 quid. And I can't resist another pound. And these are, by the way, I love playing these machines in the emulator. All of them, not just the brutal ones, Surprise Surprize and Party Time, but also, what have we got layouts for? I think we've got layouts for Shogun and Spectre, Flashback, Barcode, and I think there's a couple of others as well. So we'll just play out these credits, but I think that is basically it now, with a £47 profit. Oh, last bloody credit teaser. Go on then, one more pound. Last pound. Famous last word, last pound. One more pound. No, I think that's it. You have to cut and run with £46 profit. So there you go. That's Party Time. Party Time, very much the same thing really in terms of play profile. Surprise Surprize has been re-released for MFME v6.1 over at Desert Island Fruit. So thank you very much to Pook for that, and indeed for working his way through his back catalogue here. There are some really, really great machines in here. I'm going to be picking some more off the list as time goes forward to do a video on, because there's some great ones in there. Surprise Surprize and Party Time stand out to me as two particularly brutal £6 AWPs. They felt more like low-techs really, in their very, very streaky profile, and the way that if you caught them wrong, they'd absolutely take you to pieces. I always felt that they were more like a kind of arcade low-tech than a pub high-tech. I know a lot of machines at the time, it did have like pub and arcade profiles, but for me, this is how they always played in the pubs as well. It was kind of streak or bust. Obviously, I'd kind of guaranteed myself a nice result there by getting the RAM file ready, and I will upload that RAM and GAM file to Desert Island Fruits so that you can have a go at this great old AWP machine for yourself. See how you can do. I managed £46 profit there on a £6 jackpot machine. I suspect that better is possible. Anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you have enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. But for now, goodbye.